All right, we're recording now. We are recording now.
Naughty. Well, we're gonna try to clean it up. You know, but we'll see what happens.
That's right. So you're right now with the Qvole podcast, Chicago, and with me today I got a Chicago native that goes by Jwho. Jwho, you say? Jwho.
J to the who.
That's
baby.
right, Jwho. Jwho is a house music enthusiast, TikTok moderator, entrepreneur. Got his own house apparel. Grew up here in Chicago. And this man got good stories, and we're going to find out what Jwho is all about, what he does, what he is, all of that. And the bag of chips.
Well, maybe not too much, right?
No, not too much. Just a little taste, and then we'll do a part 2 later. We'll see how it goes.
We gotta try to keep some type of anonymity.
Yeah, that's right.
Anonymity?
Yeah, that's
How do you
right.
say that word?
That's right. Thank you, everybody that is joining and watching us, man. Please stay on. We're going to have some fun. So, we have Jwho in the house. So Jwho, spill it, man. Let us know where you is, where you from.
Well,
Where'd you grow up at? Let us know.
Let's start with the name, because that seems to throw people off.
Yes.
They're like, "What's up with Jwho?"
Right.
It's not a cool story, but my name and my government name in Spanish is kind of hard to pronounce for a lot of people. And I'm gonna leave it up to the audience to figure that out, right? Because I know there's no secrets, but I gotta make it difficult for people. So I'm not gonna tell you what my real name is, government name is. I'll tell you later.
Keep it discreet.
Right? But people have always had a hard time pronouncing my name.
Okay.
So when they're always like, who?
Exactly.
And then when someone one time I've heard them say, Jwho? You know, because they can't pronounce it right.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, man, Jwho, that's pretty dope, right? So I will get into it a little bit too, but here in Chicago, growing up, you know, we're exposed to a lot, especially if you grew up in a hood, right? If you grew up in a crazy neighborhood environment, right? So you're gonna get used to it. I don't know how it is anymore, but I'm pretty sure it's still kind of the same thing. But back in the day when we were growing up, when I was growing up, you were either a graffiti artist, you were either a dancer, you were a DJ, you were a jock. There was just so much, right, you can get into, and definitely a lot of trouble you can get into.
For sure.
Yeah,
sure.
So one of the things is that you were always looking like for a graffiti name, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of the things that kind of inspired Jwho as well. Now, I never wrote Jwho, right? So
you never tagged it.
So I never tagged Jwho. I never tagged it. I swear, I never tagged it.
Man, those are tag letters, bro. Look at that.
Yeah, these are tags,
Those are
right?
tag letters, bro. That's Chicago's tagging right there.
This is some Chicago graffiti
Man,
right here, right?
Find out.
We'll get some pictures for YouTube, right? But I never tagged Jwho. But this is actually, this logo that I came up with, and we'll touch on it later. This logo was actually inspired by Jwho jeans.
Jwho? Back then? Really?
Remember the Jwho?
Yeah.
How the J and it, you know. And it's funny because when I came up with this logo, the guy who helped me create it, the guy who does my shirts and stuff, he's like, "Oh, what if we put a crown on it?" And I'm like, "No,
absolutely
please.
not.
I have no crowns, please, no crowns. We're living in Chicago, no crowns. We can't do that.
We don't promote any of that stuff.
Yeah. We try not to. I let you know, love is love, you know, but you know, we respect the game, but you know, we don't want to advertise.
Absolutely,
you know
absolutely.
Especially como viejitos, you know, we can't run like we used to no more, you know.
Hey, I refuse to call myself old, bro. That's viejito. Nope.
Okay, you're not old, but your knees sure are.
Yeah, they say a different story, bro.
Yeah, they say a different story. Our body tells us different.
Yeah, I'm 50, man, but I don't feel 50. But sometimes the knees say otherwise.
Yeah, I'm right behind you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm right behind you. So that's basically where the Jwho idea came up with.
Okay.
The other thing is I do have a YouTube channel. It's also called Jwho. But I don't know if it's the ADD or I don't know if it's just the love for different things. In order to be successful on a lot of these social media apps, you have to have a niche, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to dedicate yourself to one thing, and it's like that's all you can do, right? And that's what has helped a lot of people to get big, right? Make money, whatever the case may be. But because of my, I want to say ADD, or just because of the way I am, I'm interested in everything. I like to dabble. You know what I'm saying? So I can't stick to one thing because then I get bored, right?
Okay.
So the other idea was behind Jwho was like, you never know who's gonna show up. You never know what type of video is gonna drop. Is it gonna be a delivery video? Is it gonna be a house music video? Is it gonna be a DIY video? Is it gonna be a puppy video?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing behind Jwho and the question mark, because you never know who's gonna show up.
Okay, I love it.
So that's where that came from.
All right, I love the brand. I love it.
Yeah, love
Got
it.
me sold. All right.
Doing big things with it. Doing big
Hell
things.
yeah.
Hopefully.
All right, so where part of Chicago did you grow up, man?
So I actually grew up on the west side. I grew up not too far from Oak Park, Illinois, right? So it's the next suburb west, right there off of North Avenue. As a lot of people say, I grew up with Pho and them. You know, so and I can say that because I know Pho and them.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I really do know Pho and them. So I like to joke about that, but you know, obviously, like I said, we're not promoting anything here
At all.
You know, I'm just saying that's the neighborhood I grew up in.
Right.
So yeah, I grew up on the west side. Went to school on the north side, and Lane Tech
Nice.
up there at Western and Addison. And it wasn't because I was smart. It just so happened to be.
You just live close by.
I actually didn't. You know, it's like on the bus it's a 45-minute ride.
Damn,
Right?
really?
Yeah. So it was like North Avenue to Western, or it was what's other Central to Addison, and then Addison. You know, but if you take the Addison bus, you're jumping out with the Schurz kids. You're jumping out with the Lakeview kids.
Right.
You know, if you take North to Western, you're jumping out with the Catholic school kids. You know. It was an adventure, man. I really do appreciate it. You know, I love growing up in the city, but now I reside on the south side. You know, it's a lot more chill. I lot less traffic.
For sure.
Let's say that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh my God.
Nothing against
bro.
the north side, but that's the one, my pet peeve, bro. I did not like the north side because of traffic.
Oh man, you telling me, bro? Just today, we went to go. So my mother-in-law stays off close by Augusta and Austin. Okay, so we went to visit her. So that's a 40-minute drive.
Okay.
And then after that, my wife saw a nice little bakery, and I can't remember the name. I'd love to plug them. They're on Lawrence. They're up by Lawrence and Austin. Let me tell you guys something, man. Croissants, bro. Croissants are phenomenal, bro. They're amazing. I'm telling you, you gotta make. I should have brought you something.
Don't worry about it next time.
You gotta make the trip, bro. This place is on Lawrence and Austin.
Okay.
And their croissants are amazing.
I was just there not too long ago when I went to go get a fridge yesterday. When I was talking to you on the
Yeah, all right, yeah. So look for.
I was on Lawrence, yeah.
And they're on TikTok. And I actually told the woman, I said, yeah, I drove all the way from Midway to come and try these croissants.
Really?
And that helped because she gave me 2 free croissants.
Nice. My girl loves croissants.
You gotta take her, bro. They got the ham and Swiss. They got the regular croissants. They got croissants with what are they called? The nuts. Stop.
These?
I know. Come on.
Those?
Oh, man,
you walked into that one.
Dang, bro. Got me, bro. But almonds.
Okay.
Croissants with almonds, and you know they make the sweet ones,
Yeah,
whatever. But it's a nice Polish bakery up there, and it's 10s, bro.
Really?
10 out of 10.
All right, I'm gonna check it out, man.
Yeah, for sure. So driving sucks on the north side, and I'm actually living now in a suburb, but I'm close enough to Chicago, so I'm close enough to the action, because you just can't get away from it. But I'm in a quiet enough neighborhood, and having kids too. We, as parents, we try to do our best to make better lives for our kids, right? So, did not want my kids going to Chicago public schools, man. I'm sorry, bro, but as much fun as I had at CPS, I wouldn't wish that on nobody's kid, bro.
I know.
Wouldn't wish that on nobody's kid. So my kids got to grow up in a suburban school. They're doing well for themselves.
They didn't grow up rough like we did.
Nah, but there's sometimes where I kick myself and if you only knew, If you could only
A little taste.
just,
A little taste of
but I'll tell you what,
what I went through.
our kids can't handle it.
No, dude, they can't.
They can't do it, bro. They can't.
Pobrecitos, pobrecitos.
Man, and again, I don't think we have all night. I don't have enough battery life. I don't think you have enough battery life.
Oh,
if
no.
we sat here and talked about our experience.
That's a whole different.
Yeah, this is gonna be like part 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's
6.
fine. That's fine.
You know, so
We'll do it. We'll do it.
Well, we'll leave that up to the comments. We'll leave that up to the chat. DJ Shy House,
Yep.
what's up, bro? Thanks for checking in. Ricky over here, DJ Shelly, Annabelle. Good to see you guys.
They're on.
Yeah. Who's over here in this one?
I don't know.
Who's over here? We
I
don't
don't
know. We can't see them. Fabuloso, what's up? Checking it out. Yeah, and then we got our YouTube family over there. And this is
We're gonna post this on YouTube.
hey, bro, what an adventure, right?
Yeah, bro.
I'm telling you, bro. I am so glad we did not have social media, bro.
I know.
We would be locked up. All of us. We'd be in handcuffs. Dog.
Tell me something about what you miss in your childhood, bro. What do you miss the most growing up? You're 11 years old, 10 years old. What do you miss the most of your childhood, bro?
I'm gonna tell you what, bro. No lie, the CTA.
No, I was not expecting that,
Bro, let me tell you why, bro. Let me tell you why, man.
All right.
This is gonna freak out any
no.
new parents.
Okay.
I'm 7 years old.
Uh-huh.
Summer break. I call my mom. She's at work. I go, Mom, I'm bored. She's like, what do you mean you're bored? You're 7. Just stay home till I get home. Because that's what they did. Our parents they left us at the crib. Right?
You go out and don't come back to the street. Street lights are on. Your ass better be back home. Bro.
Right. Or if they weren't home, if they were at work,
right?
we stayed at home. We're 7 years old.
Yeah.
And I get
Lava los trastes, put the washing machine, whatever.
Get to work. So I was bored. It was summer break. And she says, go to your grandma's.
Okay.
I said, okay. She says, you're going to take the North Avenue bus. You're going to take it to Damon. You're going to get off on Damon. And then you're going to go from Damon to Fullerton.
How old were you?
7.
Get the fuck out of here.
7. The first time ever. CTA bus, bro. So I do as I'm told, bro. You know that where we lived, I walked to the end of the block and there was a bus stop. North Avenue. Get on that bus. I cruise on over. And you know, back in the day, the bus drivers used to yell the streets, right?
Yeah.
Ah, man, that's what I'm telling you. I miss that, bro.
Cling,
Nostalgia, bro. Yes. Western, next stop, Western. I was like, oh, Damon's after Western. All right, listen for Damon.
Yeah.
Damon, get off on Damon.
It was an adventure, yeah.
It was amazing, bro.
Really?
I'll never forget the look on the bus driver's face. He opened the doors and just stared at me. I looked at him.
And they knew your stop sometimes too. If you were
Yeah.
They knew, all right, kid, hey.
Get off.
You would look through the mirror and they're already telling you, hey,
Yeah, get
your
off.
stop's coming up already.
Yeah, get off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bus drivers were cool, bro.
Yeah, they were.
You know, now pobrecitos, you know, they got the glass. They don't
Yeah.
want to look at you.
Oh,
They
yeah,
don't
bro.
want to talk it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to say nothing to you.
Times have changed.
Times
man.
have changed. So,
Sad.
7 years old, so I go from basically North Avenue and Central to Fullerton and Damon, right? So my mom used to work at the currency exchange that was next to that Popeyes right there on Elston. So I get off the bus and I go over and I'm like, hey mom, I made it. She's like, okay, I called your grandma. She's expecting you. My grandma lived on Elston, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So remember the incinerators? Remember they used to drag race on Elston?
That I used to go there. It was on Chicago and Cicero where I used to go to the incinerators.
Okay, Chicago and Elston. That was Chicago and
Cicero, that's where I
Cicero,
would go to
okay.
the incinerators. Mm-hmm.
So Elston, Fullerton, and Damon
Drag racing right there is best, boy.
Yeah.
You guys don't know. You guys don't even know. They're over here on Pulaski. Yeah. Oh God.
Bro,
No,
listen. Back in the day, there was no such thing as.
No, sir.
All them,
These guys were playing for titles of their cars, bro.
no joke,
No
bro.
fucking around.
No joke.
And then the cops would come and open the fire hydrant.
Yes,
No more racing.
yes,
And then
yes.
come after the. They would come after the rice burner. Yeah. They're the ones that would get caught.
Yeah, because they love the muscle
Oh, yeah,
cars.
they hate it, yeah.
Bro, they'd sit there and watch the
Yeah.
big
They
cars
hated
race.
that noise from that.
As soon as, hey,
Yeah.
listen, my
No
Puerto Rican brothers. Hey, listen, man, listen.
You should have gotten a big black Chevy or Chevelle.
Hey, but I'm gonna tell you, the Rotaries, the Datsuns.
Oh yeah.
The rotary engines, mad props,
yeah.
mad respect, bro, mad
sure.
respect. But bro, come on, man. You guys, the stuff that we hear now is because of the Puerto Ricans
Yeah.
in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
they had their Supras, You know, they had the Toyotas, the Corollas.
Oh, nice cars, by the way. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
We're not hating.
We're just like big black. We're big black boys.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all. So my grandma lived right on Elston. So we would, at the weekends, constant entertainment, bro. We would just sit on the porch and watch the cars all night long, dude. And where my grandma lived, across the street was Laney's Hot Dogs.
Okay.
Laney's Hot Dogs, and then the hot dog joint had a bar. Like it was like the garage of the Laney's Hot Dogs was a bar. And as a young man, a little kid, not even young man, little kid, my grandma used to go get your grandpa. So I used to get to go walk in the bar, right? I used to get walk in the bar.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
7, 8.
Here we go.
So the thing is that I'm the oldest grandson.
Okay.
Right? I'm the oldest grandson. So I had to watch over my
of course you did.
nephews.
You have responsibilities, man.
You know. Yeah. That's how we did it back in the day,
right.
you know. And I'd have to go get my grandpa. You know, go get your grandpa. He's at the bar. Okay, so I'd cross the street, walk into the bar, and the funny thing is,
crossing guard, no nothing.
Nothing, bro. Middle of the night, drag racing cars. I'd have to wait till after a race and then cross the street. You know, make sure the coast was clear.
Look both ways.
Yeah.
Like your parents taught you, look both ways.
Yeah, walk into the bar. Grandpa would be at the bar, and hey, grandma, hey, come up here, mijo. Come sit up next to me. He goes, what do you want to drink? Oh, I'll take a Coke. Don't tell your grandma I gave you a Coke. Okay, all right, cool. I'd be sitting there drinking my Coke as he was drinking his last beer, so he'd get wrapped up, and then I'd take grandpa home.
Nice.
Yeah, good memories, bro. So I missed the CTA. That honest to God,
that's a fucking great story.
Yeah, bro. Oh.
I was not expecting CTA.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about.
But that's a great story, bro.
Yeah. I love the CTA.
Oh man, bro. You know what I miss, bro? I miss playing flag football, tackle football out in the street.
Yes.
That's what I miss the most, bro.
With half an inch of snow. Bro.
Yeah, bro.
Oh,
I miss that shit.
Best, bro.
Playing in the middle of the street, bro.
No, now I'm gonna.
Not at the park.
Middle in the street, yes. In the car on, car off. Yeah. Oh yeah, bro.
That was the shit.
All right.
We're the last generation to actually experience that. That shit ain't happening no more. It's just done with.
Yeah, and you know what? We didn't go to the hospital. You know, we hurt. No.
We broke our fingers and like, okay,
tape it up. Yeah, palito. Yeah.
Popsicle.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Then you get home and your mom whoop your ass and you fucked up.
Yeah.
Pendejo, que te dije. You're there next week again, doing it again.
Yeah, I missed the Hot Wheel tracks too.
That too.
I missed getting whooped in the Hot Wheel. Bro, one time, I'll tell you this funny story right here. One time, I dodged my mom, right? I was in trouble. And then I dodged my mom and I was dodging her. And she played it off too, bro. My mom was a gangster, bro. She played it off. She says, okay, mijo, you got school tomorrow. She says, go jump in the shower. Okay. So here I go, jump in the shower, getting ready for school, right? Showering up, whatever. My mom walks in, bro, with the Hot Wheel track. While I'm in the shower, bro. It was over, dog.
That's it.
I'm sitting there naked, bro, just getting whooped with the Hot Wheel track, bro. And that's why I respect my elders.
That happened to all of us.
Yeah, that's why I respect my elders.
And we're still here. We're not doing bogus shit. We're still here, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
He said I don't know about that.
Look, listen, bro. Listen.
Speak for yourself.
Listen, we didn't stop doing bad. We just got better at not getting caught.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I'm so glad that there was no social media when we were kids, bro.
¿Te imaginas?
Oh, bro. But imagine the content.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine the bro. We used to take our bikes. We used to put plywood on a 4-foot fence and just jump in like it was no big deal,
building
bro.
The ramps on our
yeah. And then
we built them ourselves. We didn't have our dads doing that shit.
Dude,
fixing a flat tire. Who the fuck knew about that shit?
Bro,
I grabbing spoons to take the fucking inner tube out and shit.
I would grab my grandfather's tools, bro, and I would just start building myself. That's another story too. Right there in Elston, busy street, Laney's Hot Dogs, right across the street. I told my grandmother she was watching me, and she was watching my little brother and my 2 cousins. I said, Grandma, can we get a hot dog? She said, sorry, mijo, I don't have no money. I was like, okay.
Damn, I hate being broke.
Hey, I hate being But, and we'll get into the entrepreneur part. But the wheels started turning. Why don't we sell lemonade? My cousin looked at me, she goes, sell lemonade? I go, yeah. We got lemons? She goes, let me check. So my cousins lived next to my grandma's house on the 2nd floor. I said, you go get lemons and let me go make a cart. Bro, I went to the backyard. My grandfather, I remember, had like a 4-wheel dolly, and they had those old school crates of wood, right? I stacked 2 on top of each other, and I started nailing them together. And I basically made a lemonade cart, right? I rolled it to the front. My cousin came down with the lemons, and we started making lemonade, and we were selling lemonade on the street.
Damn.
I didn't know this at the time, but the whole time my grandfather was watching me, right? He saw me take his tools out, because what my grandfather used to do is, my grandfather was very resourceful. So he would walk up and down the alleys and just look for stuff that he could use. So people would throw away 2x4s, or there would be something would go on. My grandfather used to have me at about 7, 8 years old take nails out of 2x4s. And I wouldn't throw the nails away. He would sit there and he would show me how to bend them straight. So my because back in the day they used good material, right? So my grandfather had teaching me how to use a hammer, how to use pliers, how to pull nails out of 2x4s, how to be resourceful, right? So when I built that lemonade stand, rolled it out to the front, I remember this nice, shiny, big rig, bro. Beautiful truck, because that was commercial area, Elston, Fullerton, and Damon. This is before they closed off Elston. Yeah. Elston was open. This beautiful semi shows up, chromed out, beautiful truck. And the guy jumps out and he comes across the street and he goes, "Hey, you kids, what are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're selling lemonade." And he says, "Well, I tell you what, I don't want no lemonade." He goes, "But here's $5. Watch my truck. If you see anybody mess with my truck, just whistle or make some noise or tell your grandparents." I forgot what he told me, but basically we watched his truck. The guy gave us $5, right? That's his word. And I'm looking at this, I'm like, this guy just gave us $5 and we didn't sell him no lemonade.
Right.
The guy went to lunch at Laney's. He got in the truck, he drove away. We ended up making about $15. Now we're talking about 1985, 86.
So that was some good money, man.
So $15 for 3 mocosos.
That was a lot of money.
Yeah.
And you get home and your pop's like, "Where the fuck did you get this money from?"
Even better, bro. My grandma, so the way my grandma used to watch us is she had a front window of the house and she would just chill there on the couch and just watch us. This whole time, my grandparents just took it in, like, and they were like, "Man, this kid's good. Like, look at what these kids are doing," And then they would take pictures. My grandmother, notorious, she was worse than the. No, I better not say that. But she took a lot of pictures.
You were about to.
Pause! Stop!
Oh shit.
Yeah. So my grandma, I hear her. She says, "Mijo, come up here." So I go in the house. She goes, "Mijo, how much money did you make?" And I give her $15. Now, at the time, we're kids. We know what money is, but we don't understand the value of money.
Right.
So I'm like, "Hey, Grandma, do we have enough for hot dogs?" Bro.
For the whole week?
Bro, we fed the family.
Nice.
I was geeked. I was hooked. I was like, money, food, and I fed a family.
Right.
I'm talking about my uncles. She bought enough hot dogs that, so my grandma had 10 kids, right?
Wow.
So imagine my uncles and aunts. Right, and that were living in the house. I think it was 6 of them at the time when we were little. So they were coming home and there was hot dogs, right? And they were like, "Oh my God, Mom, you bought hot dogs?" They're like, "No, your nephew made a lemon," and they couldn't. They were, "What? Your nephew made a lemonade stand with his cousins, and he was out there, and he sold lemonade." Dang, they were like blown away, mind blown, right?
All right.
So I think that's where kind of that entrepreneur, that kind of making money.
You were hustling at
bro.
How old already, dude?
Bro, 8 years old.
That's crazy.
9 years old, hustling, yeah. And we came up on a lot of licks. And then one time we found out that we didn't even have to make lemonade, bro. This was funny. So on Elston Avenue, there was a hobo, right? There was was it a hobo? I think it was called a hobo. It was like home improvement store.
Yeah, the one that was on, it was on Grand Avenue, Grand and Pulaski, bro.
There was one on Grand, okay, no, so there was Handy Andy.
Oh, Handy Andy.
Handy.
That's before Home Depot.
Yeah, it was on
Courtesy, and then it was Handy Andy, and then it was Home Depot.
Yeah, so Handy Andy on Elston Avenue, north of the Midtown Tennis Court.
Yeah.
Right? And there's another story behind that one. But anyways, we were Mocoso kids. We had gone, my uncle went to get some screws or something. I forgot why we were there, but we were running around, and my little brother, he was the type of dude that when he would get sweaty and tired from running around, he would turn like beet red.
Okay.
And he'd get super sweaty, right? So he was just sitting next to the doors resting. He was catching his breath, and we're running around. And then some guy comes up to my brother, puts change in his hand. And I was like, what? So my brother, my little brother, he's 5 years younger than me. He jumps up, he comes over to me, and he's like, hey, this guy gave me change. And I'm looking at the change, and I'm looking at my brother, and I'm like, this guy thinks you're homeless. Now, we're kids, bro, so
Right.
he's probably 6. So I'm 11. I go back and sit down. I said, go back and sit down and just smile at everybody and say good morning. So he did it. He sat next to the door, and people came out, and he said, good morning, and he smiled. They were putting change in his hands, bro. They were putting, and we're dying
Get the
laughing,
fuck outta
bro.
here.
Now this is now my uncle comes out, right? He comes out, so we jump up. Now we got all this change. Like, what are we doing? We're kids. What are we doing with this money, right? So we tell my uncle, we're like, hey, Tio, can you take us to McDonald's? Nah, you know how Mexicans are, nah, I can't McDonald's. I gotta work. Hay comida en la casa. No, ahorita te hago McDonald's. You know, just making excuses not to. Es que no tengo dinero, mijo. You know, this is. Was this enough? And he's like, chinga!
Come on.
Like, what? He's like, where'd you? And we explained what happened. Bro, he got so nervous when we told him what we did. Bro, he literally peeled out to get out of the parking lot. He's like, you kids are getting me in trouble, man.
Get
He's
out
like,
of here.
yeah, so we took off, went straight to McDonald's, bro. We had a ball, bro. We were balling, bro. You know, but the funny thing is I to this day, I don't know how much money they kept.
Oh, they got you.
You know what I'm saying? So we got
They saw you coming, dog.
you know,
lesson learned, though.
yeah, lesson
Right.
learned. Don't ever give everybody all your money. Don't ever tell people how much you really have.
Don't
So
keep all your eggs in one basket.
yeah. That's the lesson right there. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good story.
Yeah. So yeah. And the Midtown tennis courts.
Really?
I'm gonna get back to you were talking about childhood games. We're gonna get to that right now.
Yeah.
But Midtown tennis courts, it's still there. And if you ever drive by or walk by, they have these great big vents on the brick wall. They're kind of high, right? If you look at the vents, there's tennis balls that are stuck in the vents.
No shit.
So we had a guy, we knew an older guy who would always have tennis balls. He would have Jwho bags, like the plastic bags full of tennis balls. And we would always, so this guy lived, he was like a junk guy too, right? He was retired because he was an older dude. We never had a shortage of tennis balls because we were always borrowing tennis balls.
Okay.
We would borrow tennis balls from this guy. Right, yeah. So one day we followed him. What he was doing is he would take rocks, like big enough rocks, and he would throw them at the grates, at the vents. And as soon as they hit with the vibration, the tennis balls would fall. And then we're like, oh! But we were too little to throw that high. Right? So we needed an adult. So we kind of made a deal with him where we were giving him, I think, a nickel for every tennis ball or something like that. He would laugh about it because he knew we were borrowing them when we weren't paying for them.
Right.
You know? So yeah, that's how we had tennis balls.
Damn, dude, that's a good story.
Yeah. And my uncles and aunts that played tennis, you know, back in the 80s, because that was the thing to do, was play tennis. They would always take our tennis balls because they couldn't pay for they couldn't buy new tennis balls, but they were always like, where are these tennis balls coming from? You know, and as we got older, you know, we started talking, and I told my one uncle the whole story, and he's like, man, you kids, you guys put us through, man, because we would go play, but they would always have different tennis balls. They'd have Penn, Spalding.
Right.
They wouldn't have like one brand.
Right.
Like now, like everything's Nike now, right?
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was like all the tennis balls were all different brands. But yeah, it was cool, bro.
Like at the range, a golf range.
Yeah. You always need an extra golf ball, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I golf. I love golfing.
Oh man,
You golf? You don't golf?
One time.
I gotta take you, bro.
One time, 18 holes.
Did you like it?
3.5 hours.
Did you like it?
I loved it.
All right.
The running joke was, I gotta wash my balls.
Yeah.
That was a running joke. You know, it got lame after a while, but that was a running joke.
Oh man, I love golf too.
And I'm not going to explain that to you guys, or should we explain it?
Yeah,
Should we explain it? Okay, so every so often you have a station, and I guess it's for the
It's in every hole. There's a station where you wash your balls.
Yeah, you wash your balls, right? And you got to wash your balls because you got to keep them aerodynamic, right? Because you don't
nice
want
and clean. You got to keep your clubs clean.
Yeah, you know,
it's all a science.
Everybody appreciates clean balls, right?
Right.
It's just part of
just the way it is.
It's the way it is. You know, we're not being nasty. We're not being disgusting. That's what you do when you play golf. You wash your balls a lot.
That's right. James, 773. What's up, man? Thank you for joining us. Sorry, we're not paying attention to you. We're all in the conversation over here, man.
Felix, what's up, bro? What's going on in the chat? Yeah, we're live podcasting, bro. My first one. So yeah, that was a tennis ball thing. But I wanted to ask you, getting back to childhood games, did you ever play a game where you would throw a ball against the stairs?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what did you guys call it?
We used to call it three outs.
Okay, you called it 3 outs. We used to call it pinners.
No, I call it 3 outs. And I grew up on 21st and Walcott.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay, so I don't know. So here's the thing, YouTube. If you guys ever played that where you take a ball.
a rubber ball, that's what we play with.
Okay.
A rubber ball. It had to be a rubber ball. We never played with a fucking tennis ball or a league ball. We called the hard ball. We played with a rubber ball.
Okay, so it had to be a rubber ball.
Yes, sir.
So we would play with whatever we had. But if we ever came across those blue ones, the racket balls.
Yeah, the racket balls.
Oh, those were the best.
Oh, yes,
it was
they were.
home run all the time in the street. So YouTube, in the comments, if you ever played this game, you're from Chicago, or even if you're not, what did you call it? So again, I grew up on the north side, North Avenue and Central. We called it pinners.
Okay.
All right, you called it
3 outs.
3 outs. Okay.
Because that's what it was. We had to get 3 outs. It was a group of us, like 4 or 5 of us bouncing the ball around. If you bounce the ball off the stair and it bounces one time and you catch it one hand, 1 out. 3 outs. If you catch it one hand up in the air, was automatically 3 outs, I think, or something, right? I don't remember how that worked.
So I'm gonna say every neighbor had different rules. So we, our outs were you had to catch on a fly.
Right.
No matter.
That was like the ultimate one.
Right.
That was the main one.
So if you caught it off of one bounce, that was just a base hit. If it bounced twice and then you caught it,
that's right.
it was a double.
You're absolutely right.
Right. Or if it rolled past
Right.
you, it was a triple.
You're right.
If the ball went over everybody, if you hit the ball, if you hit the sweet spot,
Which was the bead, the corner of the stair.
Yeah.
That's what you were trying to aim, so that ball. Bing!
Yeah, if you hit it just right, that thing would fly across.
Or
the
sometimes
street,
you
bro.
hit it wrong and it'll bounce you and hit you right in the fucking face.
Yeah, to hit you. So
yeah.
So the other thing too is that we would get yelled at a lot too, because if you hit the flat part of this, it would shoot up, and then if you had the aluminum siding in your house, it would make this noise, pow, and then your parents would come out. What are you doing? You know, that would be a foul ball.
It was dangerous, bro, because sometimes we had to run out on the street to catch that. Everybody was gunning for that motherfucker to get it in the air. And we weren't looking, bro. A car come. Luckily, we survived. We never got hit. Close, probably. I got real close to getting hit.
Yeah,
we didn't give a shit. We jump on top of the cars, bro.
I
remember some of the guys jumping on top of a fucking car to get the ball.
Get the ball,
yes! The guy would come out, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I hope my mom doesn't come out.
Putting dents. Or the neighbors.
The neighbors would trick on you real quick. Yeah.
Or they'd hit you.
Yeah.
And then they tell your parent, you'd be like, come on, bro, you already got me, man. What's up with that?
Double whooping for your ass.
Oh, man, it was rough, dude.
Yeah.
Growing
great
up.
times, man. Those are good times.
Love it, though, man.
Marbles. I played marbles. We shoot marbles.
Canicas.
Las canicas,
Yeah. It wasn't until Mexico that I actually played. It was like canicas, but it was the really broke version where you were playing with a bean and bottle caps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I experienced that too.
Yeah. That was dope, man.
Those were the good old days. Gen X days.
Oh,
these kids don't know nothing about that.
It looks like DJ Felix played 3 outs too. Yeah.
Felix is on there.
And then squares. You ever the squares where you're bouncing the ball, but it had to land in the opposite. You would be 2 squares apart, and you'd have to bounce the ball. It was basically like tennis, but you were bouncing the ball.
I don't remember.
You don't? Okay, so you didn't play. Did you play running bases?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, bro. What's
baseball
up,
was
bro?
my shit, dog.
Heck yeah, bro.
I did play baseball. So
I'm telling you, man.
Running bases was the shit. We even had the girls involved with that. Yeah. I love running bases.
Running bases was awesome. You either played with the 16-inch softball.
Hopscotch with the girls.
Yeah.
We played that.
Yeah.
Double Dutch.
Yeah, that was.
Kick the can. The famous kick the can.
Yeah, we didn't get it. For you New Yorkers, we really didn't do stickball. We didn't do stickball.
No.
But
wasn't popular over here.
Yeah, no. We played off the wall. We go to the school. you know.
So definitely, thank you for joining. Where's Q?
Yeah, hey, what's up, Steph? What's good? We would play off the wall, like I said, which I guess is a kid's version of what they handball,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. That was cool. Yeah, that was definitely dope. You spray paint that big square with the X.
Oh yeah, in the
strike
garage.
zone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ask for permission because then we're not gonna be allowed to play there anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we stand in the middle of the street and throw the ball. We didn't get a shit, bro.
Nah, bro, we were ghetto.
What else were we doing? We're bombing 5-0 dog with eggs.
Oh,
At Halloween.
Okay, so
remember that shit? I know you did it. Yeah, we did.
Hey, that's when eggs were like 35 cents.
Not even, bro. Probably cheaper than that.
Oh man, those were the days, bro.
Yeah, dude. Those are the days,
now
bro.
I'm not throwing a carton of eggs. Are you
Hell
crazy? You better cook them.
Ding
bro.
dong ditch.
That was good, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever tie a string to the screen door and then out to the street?
Yeah. Did you ever throw your Converse up on the?
No, I never did that.
Electric? No.
I was too poor to throw my shoes.
You would beat somebody up,
Yeah.
take your shit, throw them up there. Huh?
You know what?
How did shoes get up there? My dad was like, "Don't you want to know?"
Hey, I'm sorry to say it, but I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'll say it here just because we're airing some stuff out tonight. But just the other day, I had these Nikes, right? But I accidentally ripped them at work, so I had a hole in them. Bro, I don't care, dog. I grew up with Pro Wings.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Wings.
I grew up with kangaroos,
Payless
dog.
shoes.
You know, so you know, and I guess my wife didn't want to say anything, you know, and she didn't say anything. But then my daughter's friend, she saw those shoes in the garbage, and she's like, "Finally, you threw them away?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "You're not supposed to walk." This is a younger girl, right?
Yeah.
She's like 29. She's like, if your shoes rip, you're supposed to throw them away and get a new pair." And I'm like, "No, I didn't grow up like that."
No, we didn't.
No. And they were, and it hurt. It actually hurt. It didn't hurt, but like I was very hesitant to throw the shoes away, right? Because I'm like, they're still good.
Hell yeah.
Like, it's just a little...
How many more hours can I get on
Yeah, it's
these
just a
bitches?
little rip, bro. Oh, man.
We used to go to school with the fucking tape or fucking glue.
Man, bro.
Remember the kids would make fun of you? It happened to me, dude.
Bro,
fucking toes are coming out. Pinches ratones. You got ratones in your crib.
Dog, bro. Dog, man. The days, bro. And you know what?
I didn't wear Nikes. I didn't hear about it. I didn't know about that shit.
Yeah.
Back then.
So I grew up in a predominantly black neighborhood, right?
Okay.
So my childhood growing up was a little rough, right? Because it was, I'm the only Mexican kid. I swear to you, I don't know what, well, I do know what happened. So about 5th grade, Brock's Candy shut down.
Yeah, Lake and Cicero. My whole family worked there.
So,
My aunts did.
so before Brock's Candy shut down, my neighborhood was mixed. Chinese, Puerto Rican, white, Mexican, black.
You name it.
It was, everybody was
Assorted
in there,
flavor,
bro.
like the candy right there.
It was such a beautiful neighborhood. And like I said, I was blocks away from Oak Park.
Okay.
So I grew up in Austin neighborhood. So that factory, and the Schwinn factory, right?
Oh, that's right.
We had the Schwinn factory.
Yeah. I forgot about the Schwinn.
When those went out of business, bro, that's about the time the crack epidemic hit in Chicago in the 80s. Yeah. My neighborhood, no lie, bro. 5th grade, I had all the multicultural. I walked into 5th grade, all black kids.
Yeah.
The neighborhood, it was all black, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I lost that flavor. I lost that what is it called? I guess it got segregated is the best way to put it. The neighborhood just instantly, like over the summer, got segregated. Crack hit nasty. We knew what crackheads were. Yeah. Like the neighbors that we had that were next to us.
So not the drug era.
They were robbing everybody on the block. And then they were having a garage sale and selling everybody's stuff, bro, in the same neighborhood, bro.
That's wrong, your shit
this is how bad the crack was, bro.
It's like now go to the flea market on Thursdays on Ashland 47. You want to find your shit, you go to the flea market, you'll find your shit there.
Bro, it was on the same block, dog. What are you talking about, bro? The same block. We knew who was stealing and breaking into the houses,
it's funny, but it's fucked up.
It is messed up, bro. It is bad what I seen And I think that's why one of the reasons my mom was cool with me at a very young age to jump on the bus and go to grandma's, right? So my summers was always at grandma's on Fullerton, Elston, and Damon. So Fullerton and Elston and Damon, that's where I was in the summers growing up until I got into high school, right? Once got into high school, that's when I again started to experience multiculturalism, if that's a word.
Okay.
And that's when I really started hanging out with Latinos and stuff, you know? And that was a weird experience because a lot of them were like, you know, my mannerisms were black culture, right? Okay. So a lot of people were like looking at me weird, and it was hard for me to fit in kind of in high school, you know, and, you know, I didn't, for example, like graffiti. Man, I didn't know about graffiti until
I was involved in that.
In the 90s. Right?
Yeah,
so I missed out on that. I knew there was gang graffiti, right? But I didn't know that graffiti was so beautiful. I didn't know that it was so...
how to differentiate actually art with graffiti, with gangbanging
right,
artwork or whatever.
Right. So man, when I seen that, I'm like, man, I want to be a part of that. Like, man, how do I do it? Like, and dude, I remember sitting there drawing in class, like working on a tag, like trying to come up with a name. Yeah. And I remember the guys that were already doing graffiti were over my shoulder, like toy.
Yeah.
I was like,
disrespect right there already.
Okay, I'll show you toy. And I just kept working on my style, working on toy.
That's what they used to write over your name. They just write toy, T-O-Y.
Bro, it was crazy. And then I'll never forget this one too. I was on the buses,
scribing on the
windows. Yeah, and then I had worked up to a marker, right? Because I had a cousin on the south side.
You didn't have no magnums, no mean streets.
No, but we had to make our own markers, bro.
Yeah, we did.
Right? So should I say?
I don't care.
Should I say?
Shoe polish.
Do not do this. Do not do this.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, so we take the deodorant sticks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Stuff them with a sock. Well, first we'd fill them with the shoe polish. Then we'd stuff them with the sock.
The sock.
And then you eventually dip them, get the ink coming out, flowing.
You get creative after that. Shit, let me see how I can make this, how can I make that.
The roll-ons.
Yeah.
We used to take the little ball out of the roll-ons. Yeah. We used to fill it, and then we used to put
the metallic markers came out, click, with the canica.
Bro.
Oh, dude. And then you're like, pendejo leaks in your pants, and then you're like, hey, who wrote? That wasn't me. You got a big-ass leak in your pants.
Oh, you got paint all over your hands. You
couldn't get rid of that shit, bro.
Oh, no, bro. It was tough.
That was a fucking mess.
And because I went to Lane Tech, one of the classes you had to take was architecture and drafting, right? Uh-huh. So the thing is that I didn't know that there was stores dedicated to art.
Yeah, we had one across the street from Hubbard High School right here on 63rd and Hamlin, bro.
Yeah.
And you wonder why that whole corner was fucking tagged. You kidding me?
Bro.
Everybody, and then they already knew. They weren't even selling you shit.
Listen.
I went through your art class. They weren't selling shit.
Hey, listen. Be honest right now. If you ever own an art store, I apologize.
Me too.
I'm sorry.
If I wrote on your garage, no.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like, bro, we used to rack Mean Streaks.
Mean Streaks were the shit, bro. And we started splitting them in half and throwing them back
with the fishing line.
Oh god!
And then if you got really good, you were doing a 3-color, 4-color.
You know how to twist the pen, twist it, know how to do the loopy loop, whatever you got to do with your name.
I'm sorry, bro. We were this motherfuckers, bro. I'm telling you.
These kids don't know about that.
These kids don't know nothing.
The phantom caps, used to call them, to spray real nice and have that nice little effect.
And now they're selling them online. You can get them at the TikTok shop. Just look for the orange card and you can get your... Bro, we had to make them. We used to take drill bits. We used to take drill bits.
I used to go to a hardware store to try to figure them out because you got too much pride. Like, man, I have this tighter where you get this shit from. Yeah. So you would go and then you're like a pendejo, that's not it, that's not it. And then they come like, hey, what are you looking for, kid? KDCS, right?
Yeah, what are you going to tell them?
I want to see make sure the can works.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, I'm carrying those caps around in my pocket, in my coat pocket, bro. And my mom's washing the clothes. Y, hey, ¿esto qué chingas es?
Yeah.
You need 4 caps. Oh, es que se taparon. Okay.
Oye, si no eres pintor, cabrón. ¿Qué andas pintando?
I know.
Bro, my dad used to tell me, babe, pítate el culo.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Pítate el culo, cabrón.
That's the saying. That's the saying that everybody would say.
Bro, I would be at a Mexican restaurant. with my family, eating dinner, and I'd be tagging on the menu. I'd flip it over. I'd have a pen. I'd always have a pen or something to mark, and I'd be tagging on the back of the menu, bro. And my dad would catch me, bro. Pow! Smack me upside the head. Yeah, cabrón, yeah, párale, you know. It was just hilarious, bro. My mom was a little bit naive. My mom, es arte, está pintando, déjalo. My dad was like, ese cabrón anda pintando los garajes aquí.
You know what I started doing, bro? After I started watching the pieces at these, like, I don't know if you know Fess.
Yeah.
He already had his own store at Discount Mall, whatever. He was popular. Aerosol at the time, Aerosol Crew, Rude Design. So they got all these cats, bro, Kemp, all these guys. I was watching their stuff, bro. I would see them painting, dude. I got attracted to it. I'm like, this is where it's at. Fuck this tagging shit. What are we doing? Like, this is where it's at right here.
Mm-hmm.
Learn how to draw. Learn how to how to do actual, like, learn to throw up letters, all that. You're just watching them. I was like, wow. That's when I just like stopped, and then I tried it. I was alright. I wasn't that bad. Then I started getting into airbrushing, bro.
Oh, okay.
Started airbrushing. Started selling jerseys at school, hoodies and shit. I was airbrushing. I was doing that for a while, and I was taking my mom when these guys were doing their pieces on 30th in California.
Permission walls.
Sawyer 30th, Pulaski and 31st, 32nd.
Yeah.
I was taking pictures. I still got pictures of all these pieces.
Nice. You gotta post them, bro.
I got them. Oh, I'm gonna do it soon.
You gotta.
I'm running out of content, so that's my next thing.
Yeah, you gotta post it, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a guy on TikTok. I think it's Legendary Hoods. I actually reached out to him and I still want to get with him because he's driving around the city just looking for stuff and taking pictures of stuff, which is great. It's awesome. But I told him I've given him some ideas. And I'm like, bro, I'll drive you. Let me drive around and you focus on taking the picture. Right, because there's some spots that you really can't take.
There's
pictures
spots that you can't, like under the expressway on 55th and Pulaski. There's a bunch of hidden spots that you can go.
Yeah,
and I was going under there taking pictures of them, dude.
Yeah, and that was part of the adventure too, right? Getting out there. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. 312 not only stands for Chicago area code.
That's right.
But 312 also stands for Cab Crew.
Yeah, CAB.
CAB. What's up? Right. Shouts out to Orphan and Ordep out there. If you're all still out there, I know Orphan's still out there.
And it's not from the Warriors movie.
No, it's not. No. So yeah, there's Cab Crew, 312. That's part of this.
There was a bunch of them. I used to be a busboy. Bombers Under Siege busboy. I was a busboy.
Okay.
Busboys were active back then. Camp. Born to Bomb,
BTB, yeah. My cousin was YME on the south side.
YME?
YME. Okay. YME, yeah. I rocked Arson, RSN, on the north side.
Okay.
For a while. And then it was funny. So when I had started, I thought I was gonna do. I started with Inca. But then some guy making fun of me. He's like, Inca Stinka
toy.
Inca Stinka toy. Oh man, there goes that. I can't do Inca. Yeah. And then I jumped to Massive, because I was always a big dude. So there, Massive, MASV. That kind of worked for a while. Then I tried Curfew, KERFU. Now these are toy stages, right? These are
but
all
they're dope
stages.
names. There was a bunch of taggers that had dope names, but they would never get up.
Yeah. So
throw me up on the line, dog.
Throw me up, bro. Yeah. And then my mom one day, it finally clicked, and she finally realized what I was doing. She pulled me to the side, and she's like, "Why do you do it? Why do you do it?"
Because I love it.
And I said, "Man, it's an adrenaline rush."
Yeah.
And she's like,
"It was."
Yeah, but she's like, "But nobody knows who you are." She's like, "So why do it? You're not getting recognition." And I thought about it.
She's right.
I'm like, "Man, you're right." So I started tagging my name, dog. I started tagging my real name, bro. I was like, Mom, that's the greatest idea ever, bro.
Oh my God.
So I started tagging Josh, bro, JOSH.
Who wrote that shit? It wasn't
Josh.
Me. It wasn't me,
bro.
It wasn't me.
All over, right? Making a confession right here. If you ever saw Josh on the north side of Chicago, that was me, bro. I was getting up. No. I'm not gonna fake the funk. Right?
Oh God.
I didn't get up a lot. I wasn't
that wild.
I wasn't wild. I wanted to be, but a few tags here, maybe a couple throw ups. I perfected a one-liner with Josh. So that was pretty dope. But I didn't take it to like people be like, oh yeah, I remember Josh. No, nobody's gonna remember me. You know what I'm saying? But it was fun. It was fun. And then my mom was so mad because she started seeing me do Josh everywhere. She's like, oh my God, I created a monster.
So you weren't even at all involved with music or eso ni te. So yeah, it was.
So
How did you first come about the whole house experience? How did you first get it? How did it come into your life?
So house music, right? That is the key, I think the key to me surviving adolescence, right? So I was exposed earlier to house music, but I didn't know it was house music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this is a funny story.
Even they didn't know what they were playing.
Yeah, they didn't know what was going on. But here's a funny story because this goes to a TikTok DJ right here, DJ Jwho. Okay, so my cousins grew up in Lucho's neighborhood. Right now, Lucho's a little older than me by a few years. I remember I'm at Eckert Park on Noble, but by Chicago Avenue, across from the old folks' home. And I'm about to cross the street, and this dark blue 9.8 with 30s, jacked up, is coming down the street. Boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what the heck is that? Right? And as he's passing, I didn't know at the time, but it was Fast Eddie, the Most Wanted. And you know how it's got that horn? Bing, 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 bing.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was hooked. I was hooked, bro. I was like, what was that? Like that was, and I would ask people, what was that? It goes like this. Nobody could answer.
Nobody knew. You're asking everybody.
No. So this was before high school. So I had to be 12, 13 years old. And that's when it really hit me. Now I had heard it before because my uncle and aunts, like I mentioned, my uncle and aunts used to throw New Year's parties at the house and stuff. So they used to play. So I didn't know. I was so at the point where like I was breakdancing. Me and my cousins, we used to breakdance. Yeah,
that's another thing we were doing. That's another thing I missed, bro.
But we didn't
throw that in there.
But we didn't know it was a thing.
Right.
We were just doing it because we were copying what we saw in music videos or
MTV was a big thing for us. Another thing.
Right.
That changed us, bro.
Yeah.
MTV.
Yeah. So we were, and as a matter of fact, if I go even further back, growing up in that neighborhood, so there, before my neighborhood turned or before it changed, there was Lemoyne and Menard.
Okay.
There was a set there. There was some kings that lived on the corner, bro. I was like, they were playing disco kind of house music at the time too, right? Okay. Bro, we used to break dance. We used to take out cardboard. The older guys would take cardboard out and they would tell us to draw things. And at the time, I didn't understand what was happening. I didn't understand what I was doing. Okay. But I was like, why do we only have yellow and black or gold and black markers? I don't know. You know, L. What do you draw? An L and a K and some crowns and okay. Whatever. You know, a stupid kid. I got a marker in my hand. Right. You know, but see, at the time, I didn't make the connection. I didn't know that was graffiti. I didn't know that was gang related. I was just a little kid on the block. Kids, bro. Yeah, and then they were like, "Oh, when a car drives by in the corner, do this and do that." And I'm like, "Okay, little kid." They used to give us candy, like whatever. Right. So and the older guys had little brothers, and they were out there with us. They were my friends on the block. So we were just doing what we were told to do. We didn't know. Come to find out now, we're actually flashing cars and we're representing and we're throwing up the hood. Right. And we don't know. We don't know. So and I didn't understand it fully because that went away. When the Bronx Candy closed and everything, that went away. So now a whole new set of things, and now it's like
came into place,
and I was definitely out of place. You know. So anyways, going back to the story of Eckert Park. This 9.8 drives by and is jacked up and it's bumping this Fast Eddie. I didn't know it was Fast Eddie. I got to do a puzzle real quick.
Oh yeah,
let's do the puzzle on TikTok.
Yeah, we're good.
There we go. Sorry about that, guys. So I have no idea what's happening, what's going on. So I get into high school a couple years later, and that's when I hear it again. That Fast Eddie. I'm like, oh,
that's the song.
What is this? So people start telling me, this is Fast Eddie, this is house music. Oh, so I'm a freshman in high school. Now remember that I didn't know about this culture, right? So I'll never forget, it's like my second week in high school. You know, you're trying to fit in. You don't know where you belong.
Right.
You don't know what's going on. I'm sitting at the kid, that's another story, but I'm sitting at the kid with all the black kids from my neighborhood, and it's all black kids. And I'm sitting there, I'm the only Mexican guy sitting there, and all these other Mexican kids and everybody else is looking at me like, man, what's up with this dude?
Mm-hmm.
You know, what's going on with him? So anyways, I get invited to a house party, right? This is my second week in high school, my freshman year.
Daytime?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Daytime is what the shit. These kids don't know about no daytimes.
Bro.
Oh, man.
Bro, let me tell you something. I didn't go to school for a whole week.
Really? Damn, dude, you were that bad, huh?
I didn't go to school. I was so in love with the house music. And then you got the DJ. He's sitting there, vinyl records.
Right.
And the only reason why I missed school for a whole week is because the DJ said, can you help me move these crates?
Yeah.
Sure.
They always needed somebody.
I'll help you.
Look,
Hey,
no,
now you got you got to do the puzzle.
They're hating, dog.
Yeah. They're like, oh,
Look, I gotta do mine again.
They're like, you guys aren't talking to the chat. You guys are ignoring the
We're
chat.
not engaging.
We're not engaging. Hello, Laurita. What's up? Annabelle, what's up?
How you doing?
Hello. How you doing?
We're live, guys. Jwho, sorry I didn't pay attention to you guys in the chat.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we do
recording, man. We got bigger things going on over here.
Yeah. So I'm at the house party, and I'll never forget. I walked in, and at the time, I'm a freshman. Since I wasn't really hanging out with kids my age in the neighborhood, it was just family. I was hanging out with my family. Those were my friends, my cousins. That's why I'm so tight with my cousins, you know, because we would hang out together, you know. So I walk into this house party, and I'm carrying records, right? So no big deal. But guess what I see at the house party, right? As I'm walking through the house party, this is what I see.
Oh.
And I'm like, what?
Solo cups.
I'm like, what's up with that? Like, what's up with the cups?
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, oh, it's for the beer.
What beer?
And I'm like, beer? Like, who's 21 in here?
Nobody.
And they're looking at me like, what? Like, you never been to a house party? I'm like, no, I never been to no house party. They're like, yeah, you just pay $5 at the door, you get that cup, and it's all you can drink. I'm like, blown away, bro.
Not to cut you off, but we were doing daytimes at Hubbard right here on 62nd and Hamlin. Right across the street, bro. 40 feet from the parking lot, we were partying in there. Right across the street, we could see our classroom, and we're fucking partying in there. Alright? Partying with a DJ and everything. And then the cops will go around their paddy wagon looking for us. They catch your ass outside, you're done. That's it. It's been one for you.
Yeah, as long as you stayed inside, you were cool.
Yeah, and then the rest for IDs, and then boom, it's your ass, bro.
Yeah.
So that was,
Bro, I'm telling you, bro, the way we were
those were the good old days, bro.
And everybody can, this is the thing I love about Chicago, man. Everybody can relate.
Yeah.
I don't know about other cities, but this is where we're tied together. You know what I'm saying? Is we basically all have the same experiences, which is awesome. I'm not hating on any other cities. I'm not downing on any other cities. But obviously, we're from Chicago. We grew up here, so it was a culture for us,
right.
Which is awesome because even though you were on the south side, I'm on the north side. Now we meet up, right? We meet up because of social media, and you're a DJ. Boom! Instantly, I want to know who you are.
Right.
I want to know how you mix. I want to see your style. You know, I gravitate towards that. You know, because house music literally saved my life. You know, and I can say that confidently because I needed to hear the mix on Friday night. So while the boys were out on the block, I'm like,
BMX, B96.
I gotta get home. Bad Boy Bill's mix.
That's right.
I gotta listen to his new stuff.
I downloaded 189, a little over 192 cassette tapes that I mixed when I was 11 years old. I turned them all digital, and I got them all on my. I made them all digital. I went to put them to Audacity, remastered them as much as I could, so it could sound really good quality. That's what I do now when I go live on TikTok. That's what I do. Throw on their mixes or whoever mixes I got from back in the day, cassette tapes, whatever I got. I got them all.
Yeah. So don't look for the orange cart. Okay, you're gonna have to hit them up in the messages, in the comments
right.
over there, YouTube.
Yep.
If you want a copy,
Yeah.
this is where to get
And
them.
I've got DJs that have like recently, like, hey, you got whatever. Dude, people are on the TikTok. Why are you playing this guy's mix or what? Well, why not? That's what I'm a DJ. That's what I do. I support DJs, bro. What's wrong with me playing the music? I'm supporting them. It's called support. What, it's against the law for me to play Bad Boy Bill's mix on my live, dude? Really? I put it on my thing saying, hey, I'm playing such. It's not me. I'm not faking it.
You know what the problem is, bro? The problem is that you don't have a low cut shirt.
Yeah.
And that you're not showing skin.
I'm not doing those, dog.
if you were shaking the maracas, then you could.
Then I have like 20,000 followers.
Yeah, you get gifts, and you can do whatever you want, bro. You don't
I'm
even have
to put on a wig, bro. I think I look nice with a wig.
You could fake touch the buttons on the controller and be like,
hit that button that nobody likes.
Hey, look at me,
I see you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's get into that a little bit more, but a little bit later. But
okay.
But yeah, we'll talk about the fake DJs on TikTok.
We'll touch a little bit about that. We're just slowly getting there.
Yeah. But no, definitely, and that's the thing is that it's nostalgia for us, right? And a lot of us are collectors, but there's nothing like actually feeling the moment, right? And I think that's what I really appreciate about DJs that are still on vinyl. And are on TikTok.
For sure.
You know, a lot of people are like, look at look, man, that's where it's at. That's what it is. You know, when you feel the vinyl, when you touch that turntable, when you're actually becoming one with the machine.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense to anybody. You know,
there's nothing like it. Touching vinyl, something spinning in your hand, regardless if it's vinyl, digital, whatever. Like me personally, I got ring 12s. I don't have records no more, dude. They're done. I can't have all that shit upstairs. If I was in the basement, like Lucho, hands down to him, bro.
Yeah.
Big ups to him.
And he doesn't even have that big a collection. You know what I'm saying? But it's enough to get a set done. You know, and I'm gonna be really honest.
There's nothing like it, bro. Looking for the record, finding it, and boom, boom, like there's nothing like it.
Since you mentioned Lucho, I also got to give it to him because he doesn't blend the same songs over and over. If you listen to his sets, if you're paying attention, and there's multiple DJs
that have the same things. They're already used to the break and what record's gonna come next, and you already know. Because of all the goddamn mixtapes you heard back in the day, you already know what's coming up already, and you're not even a DJ.
Yeah.
And you already know what song's coming up.
Yeah. And I'm glad.
Nothing wrong with that either, but.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it, but we want to hear something fresh, even though you're playing older music.
Right, it's not the same record over and over again, the same genre or whatever. Like.
Yeah. And it's awesome. It's awesome when you can spot it, right? As a fan, as a person who appreciates the music, you can feel like, or in your mind, you're like, this song's gonna come on next. This will be a good song. And then the DJ drops in, you're like, whoa, mind blown.
Or when he takes it off too quick, like, damn, dude, why didn't you let it play?
When he gets right,
I'm getting off this guy's lap.
Yeah, exactly. No, you killed it, bro. How could you not play that
bro,
lyric,
I just
man?
Gifted you like 10 TikToks, dog, really?
Cut it too short. What is this, quick mix? This ain't no quick mix, man. Give me some music. No, but obviously there's and that's what I love when a DJ can switch it up, right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, even though they do that too. I appreciate that, that's pretty cool. So going back to listening to the house music and the house parties, that's, and then you get to hang out with these people, and then you get to hear the excitement. Oh, I went to Gramophone. Oh, I went on Broadway. Oh, I went here and I picked up this record and I picked up that record, and I actually got to experience a little bit of that. And just to clarify for a lot of people, right? A lot of people think that I'm a DJ, or a lot of people think that I've got some type of skin in the game. I'm a promoter or whatever. I kind of sort of am, but not really on a professional level. I dabbled a little bit into vinyl, right?
Okay.
So what happened is, when I was coming out of high school, my aunt married a music a guy who owned a production company.
Okay.
It was called Live Sounds, okay? And he did a lot of sound work, and he did a lot of setting up stuff. but he also did weddings and graduations and stuff like that. So he needed a guy to help him lump his equipment. So when I started talking to him about music, when he came into the family, you know, he was a white guy in a Mexican family, right? Everybody's got one. Right. What was his name? His name, yeah, it was a little bit of culture shock, but it was Keith Van the Rockin' Cat. That was his DJ name. Keith Van, and the name of his production company was called Live Sounds.
Okay.
Live Sounds Productions. So I was already familiar with the setup because in high school I'm helping these guys set up their equipment, moving crates and the coffins. Remember the coffins?
Yes, coffins. Bringing that shit up to the second or third floor.
Man.
But you're willing to do it just because you're gonna get it for free and you're with the DJ, bro. That was the ultimate thing.
Gotta put in the work.
I'm with the DJ.
I'm with the DJ. Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
I don't know why they didn't believe in dollies.
I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, whatever. So anyways,
they're probably as heavy as a fucking coffin.
Yeah, they were, bro. They were heavy. So my uncle, I would on the weekends, on Fridays, Saturday nights, you know, having a hustle mentality, making money, to do things in high school, right? And we don't have to talk about it now, but I hustled all through high school. So that lemonade stand incident, I learned how to make money for myself, even though my parents didn't have money or my parents couldn't give me money. I always found a way, right? I always found a way, you know, to kind of get what I wanted, right? A lot of times it wasn't legit, but you know, there was always that aspect of how do I do it? How do I find it? How do I get it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that has helped
made you the person you are now.
Right. Helped me through life, and it's I instilled it into my girls.
Yeah.
You know, they're you know, they understand how life works. It's not always fair. It's not always easy. So you know, you always got to find your way around. Yeah. Learn how to earn it. I like that. Learn to earn. Yeah, that's a new shirt, bro. Mm-hmm. Learn to earn. So with my uncle, that's an era basically when vinyl was going away and CDs were coming in. Okay. So my uncle had a stack of CDs and stuff. So I'd have to dress up. You know, we would go to the venue, we'd set up, then we'd go up to a room and we'd change into tuxedos or dress up because he was kind of corporate too. We did corporate events also.
Nice.
So.
Estabas involucrado en todo, vato.
Bro, telling you, bro. And I like this podcast, right? Because it's you and me talking, right? We can get down with the slang, you know, we can get a little loose on the language. But when it comes to business, if it has to be business, then it's going to be business. I'm going to have to log off of my TikTok real quick, jump on Scrap. My battery's dying, so...
Oh, just to let charger ready, bro.
Yeah, I didn't have it.
I didn't even think about that.
Did you have... It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Thank you guys for joining on. If it cuts off...
Go to DJ Scrap.
Yeah, go to DJ Scrap.
I'm live. I'm still good. I didn't have a charger on mine, and I forgot about the charger, bro. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well,
I still got some juice on mine.
Okay, Scrap has got... So let's do this. Those of you on TikTok on my page, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Go follow DJ Scrap. Jump on right now.
That's KRAPP, DJ Scrap.
Yeah, man, check him out.
Go ahead and jump on. We're right here.
Yeah, we're going to keep this going right here.
Damn, we didn't think about that one.
That's all right.
Too many cervezas.
Next time. Not me. I'm drinking water.
You're talking about me. I'm a bad host, bro. I'm a bad
all right,
host.
I'm out. Peace. See you guys. Appreciate you guys for jumping on.
Thank you, everybody that's joining. Thank you, everybody that's here. I'm interviewing Jwho.
Let me cut this off.
And go ahead and just jump on DJ Scrap, guys. I appreciate y'all, everybody that's on. Sorry that I have not been paying attention to you guys.
All right, now we only got one
recording here for to put it on YouTube, so we're here.
There we go. We got people
Scrap.
coming on.
There you go.
All right, cool. All right, so my uncle Keith the Rockin' Cat, and he's passed away by now. He's passed away now.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. So he taught me a lot. He was also construction.
Oh, también.
So if I wasn't doing gigs with him, music, we were doing remodeling, bro. Always moving, yeah. And that actually helped me get into being a union carpenter.
Okay.
Right, because I knew how to do things. I knew watching my grandfather, my uncles, but I didn't understand why.
Okay.
You know, I didn't understand why am I using a 2x4? Why am I using a 2x6? Why is this door frame have to have a header? You know, things like that. So school helped me to actually I did better in trade school than I did in regular school
Yeah.
because nobody wants to read books, bro.
No.
You know?
It's just school's not for everybody, bro.
Yeah.
And back then, our parents were pushing us, but why gonna push something that a kid doesn't want to do?
Yeah.
Because some of our parents were kind of ignorant, bro. There was a lot of things that they didn't teach us.
Right.
It is. We can go on. You can go on. That's a whole other subject to get into because that's relatable to a lot of people.
But it was awesome. Trade schools. That I think you need to really pay attention to the kids.
I got into the trades late. I got in when I was 30 years old. I got in when I was 2005, and that was my biggest regret not getting in younger, bro.
Yeah.
Why? Because my priorities were all fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, partying and pinches, chasing girls.
I'm telling you, bro. The
That was
house
the thing,
parties
bro.
were dope, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Fun, don't get me wrong, but
My own peers, after that 1 week, my own peers had to tell me, dude, you need to go to school. And I was like, oh yeah.
I hated when people would tell me that.
I'm in school.
My worst, the worst question I hated, bro, was I think it was in high school, junior year. Yeah, because the recruits are coming over to try to get you to go to college and stuff. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your life? And I used to hate that because I didn't know, bro. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to hear it, dog. I'm having fun. Leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, I'm living day by day.
Yeah. Like, don't worry about me. Don't worry about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a mentality that I had. My principles, everything were out the window, bro. I had better things to do.
Right.
But I mean, I straightened out. I got in, and the best thing I ever did in my life. But I just got in it a little bit late. But you gotta do what you do, man. Whatever you gotta do,
Yeah. My thing is, or my regret, is that I didn't have someone to motivate me enough to stay in it. Because I'm 49 now. If I would have stayed a union carpenter, I'd have been retired 9 years ago, dog.
Let me ask you this: What happened? Why'd you drop the union, and qué fue lo que pasó?
So here's a big issue that's going on today that was going on back then, and as a young Latino, I didn't know how to handle it. I didn't have a role model who
A guide or someone to talk to you, like, no, don't do this.
Right, and if you
sign
remember,
the book there.
right, and if you remember back in the day, bro, when somebody crossed you, you took care of business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But nobody ever taught me, or I didn't know that when you go to work, it changes. The dynamic changes.
Yes.
Sometimes you gotta take it. You see what I'm saying? So when I was going through my apprenticeship, when I was in class, our white instructor, right, was telling us, hey, listen, when you guys get on the field, you're not gonna do any work. You're gonna move plywood. You're gonna move 2x4s.
Yeah, they told us the same thing.
You're going to
Gather material. You're gonna be a gopher.
You're gonna be a gopher.
Go for this, go for that. Yeah.
Okay. And I was like, cool.
Part of the apprenticeship. I'm down.
I was cool.
But you're not learning shit.
But they didn't say why. They didn't tell me why.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found out why, I was like, oh, it's
Hell no.
bogus.
Yeah.
Because eventually, and this took basically it was racism.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
And it still exists today.
It still exists today.
Big time.
So they saw a young Latin kid, and they did it with the black guys too.
Oh yeah.
They did not want us in the union, bro.
Bro, when I was, not to cut you off, when I joined, well, obviously you're working with paisas. Who are the paisas? They're all painters, drywallers, mudders. That's all they do, right? There was no electricians that were Mexican, bro.
Right.
Let alone at my age.
Yeah.
So these dudes were walking up to me, and then I don't even look Mexican to them, Hispanic at all. They're like, ¿hablas español? Yeah. ¿Qué eres? ¿Eres electricista? Like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. They didn't exist back then, bro.
Right.
They did not exist. So I knew where I was at because of what was happening. I was watching what was going on. Saw my surroundings, and I'm like, then I was going from job to job. No había nadie. No había nadie, bro. I'm like, wow. That's when I knew that I was in a good place.
Right.
And I'm like, I am not gonna screw this up.
Yeah.
I'm in a real good place. I worked my ass off to be here. I'm not gonna screw this up. And then plus some of my friends were tradesmen too. They were plumbers. I tried getting into with them, and I couldn't for whatever reasons. And the best thing I ever did, do that. But I knew where I was at, and I didn't give up on it.
Yeah.
And thankfully, I had people that like you didn't have people that were pushing you. I had people that were like pushing me. So I thank God that I had that people, bro.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important. That's why it's so important that whatever it is that you do, as much support for your nephews, your cousins, your brother, your sister. If you see they have a talent in something, you have to You have
recognize it and do
recognize
something about it, bro.
and help them back
Because
them
sometimes
up,
their
bro.
parents don't even see how the talent that they have or whatever, and if you
Right.
see it, do something about it. Try to put them on your vein. Help them out. Do whatever you can.
Yeah.
That's in anything.
So
Don't expect nothing in return either, man.
yeah. So I'm in the job site and I'm working, and I'm getting told what to do constantly. Now me like a tonto, my thinking was, well, the faster I move this pile of plywood,
Yeah.
then I can put the hammer in my hand.
That's the mentality.
And they were like, no,
No.
move
Slow
it
down.
back. They would say,
Slow down. You're gonna make us look bad, bro.
yeah. They would say, take this pile of
True
plywood,
story.
3/4 inch plywood, right? Take that pile and move it to the other side of the house.
True story.
I would get done with that. And then they were like, now grab it and bring it back.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That's no joke. That's for real. For real. That happened to me.
I was like, what? And they're like, bring it back.
Why are you lifting? Why are you lifting that 4-inch pipe by yourself
Yeah.
and bringing it up? It takes 2 people to do
Yeah.
that. And like, no, it doesn't. I got no problem
Yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
Like, dude, you need 2 people.
Yeah.
Do not ever catch. This is my boss. Don't your boss, dude.
Yeah.
Don't catch me. Watch you take that 4-inch stick up a ladder by yourself. 2 people.
Yeah. Always.
What?
Yeah.
Este güey me está estorbando,
Oh,
man. I
and-
don't need this guy. Like, let me add. I'll do it myself.
Yeah. Bro, they'd catch
Put
me.
down.
They'd catch me moving 2 sheets of 3/4 inch plywood. Now I'm 18, 19 years old,
Right.
bro. I'm
And you could do it, no
bro.
problem.
Bro, I'm
Superman.
unstoppable, dog.
Yeah.
You know, and
But it's a good thing because you could have hurt yourself too, bro. Like,
well, yeah,
just
you know,
working
because
on ourselves
you're on a job site, you know, but see, nobody was there to help me and tell me why.
to mold you.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I needed. I needed the reason why. A lot of people get annoyed sometimes when people are like, why?
And the questions.
Yeah,
And the,
just take a time out and explain to them why and help them understand.
yeah, because there's people that don't like people that are always asking questions like, shut the fuck up and just watch me.
Right.
And that, you know, everybody's different though. There's people
Yeah.
don't have the patience for that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I was running into instances where I got fed up with being the gopher. So back in I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day, apprentices would wear a yellow helmet.
Yeah, they were color coded, yellow,
Yeah.
green, or whatever.
Yeah. So
some companies did them, some didn't.
right. So on the job sites that I was on, I was like, you know what?
That ain't cool either.
I'm getting rid of this
You
yellow
think about
helmet.
it, yeah.
I'm gonna go buy a white helmet, and I bought a white helmet. I put it on.
They're profiling you, bro. Think about it. They're profiling your ass, bro.
I got to work with my white helmet, bro. Tell me how I was installing Windows. On the first day that I put on a white helmet, bro, a guy's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" I go, "Oh, nothing yet. I don't have my assignment." They're like, "Get over here. Give me a 3.0 window to do." I'm going, yeah. I'm like, "All right, I'm building stuff. Yeah, let's go." I'm putting windows in,
It's
right?
getting fun now.
Bro, I did 5.
You were excited to go to work, but
Yeah. You know,
You're
putting
learning
my
shit, bro.
talents to work. You know, I'm
You're
swinging
hungry,
that
you're
hammer. You know,
ambitious, yeah.
using the level, everything. It was
Yeah.
great. We go about 5 houses, right? We go about 5 houses.
You were doing strictly residential. You were doing commercial.
I was doing residential.
You were
I was
okay.
residential. R&D Field. That's
Right.
why I work for R&D Field.
Okay.
They're still around. In Buffalo Grove. All right.
Okay,
So
okay.
imagine driving from Humble
It's
Park
a
to
drive,
Buffalo
bro.
Grove, bro.
It's
In
a
my
drive.
Chevy with my rims and my 15-inch
Oh,
woofers.
you were going like
Bro,
that?
yeah, I was on the
They're
job
like, look
site.
at this.
They're like, look at this
Oh,
freaking
no,
dude, bro. Yeah, you know.
Luego profile.
Yeah, real quick, dog.
Gangbanger.
Oh yeah, and tinted windows y todo. So, anyways, so we get 5 houses done, and a super comes through, and he's looking at stuff, this and that, and he sees me, and he's like, "Aren't you an apprentice?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." "Where's your yellow helmet?" I'm like, "Oh, I put it in the trunk. I'm not wearing that."
In your mother's nalga.
He's like, "Go get that yellow helmet right now, or you're gonna get fired." Okay, so I went and got the yellow helmet, put it on, put the white one. When I came back down, he goes, "Now go across the street, and I need you to move that lumber." I'm like helping this guy with the windows. He goes, "No, you're not. You don't ever let me catch you with a hammer again." Now this is within 3 months of me being an apprentice. Okay,
Okay.
I only lasted 2 years in the union on a job site
For the same company?
for the same company.
Okay, so you did good.
Well, here's what happened though. It almost got physical. It got to a point where I was arguing with these guys and I was yelling at them. I'm not doing that. I know what I'm doing. I can build. I was fighting them.
They were just not letting you.
They were just not letting me. And the more that I tried to fight back, the more they were like, "No, you're not doing it." Then check this out. The union, carpenter union.
Your foreman wouldn't step up to you, wouldn't defend you, wouldn't step up to you, or even defend you at all. Your foreman?
He was telling me to to toe the line, get in my place.
Okay.
I was nobody to do that.
Yeah.
They didn't care that I had already had a construction and I already nah, bro, nah. It was bogus, dude.
Yeah.
So it's funny that you said that because they gave us a green book in the apprenticeship. They gave us a green book. It's called Road to Dignity, and I'm giving the title of the book so anybody can go check it if it's still around. I think I've seen it online. So it's basically how the unions started. Right now, this is gonna get controversial right here, bro. Here's where all the hate's gonna come in. All the tradesmen, all the union guys. Pay attention to this
jump
one.
In, brother. Jump in,
because you guys are gonna hate this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a green book. It's called Road to Dignity. Okay, in that green book, it breaks down why the unions were started and who started the unions. The unions were started by the Ku Klux Klan. And the reason why the unions were started was because minorities. What's gonna happen if you put a black guy and all he does is blacksmith? That's all he does. What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen when you take a Mexican and all he does is carpentry? What happens when you take a Chinese, an Asian person and all they do is laundry? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen is they're gonna master the craft. And what happens when
master of one?
And what happens when they master the craft?
They take over all the jobs.
Take all the jobs, bro.
Because that's what we do.
That's the American way. It's the American way.
Preaches bola de pendejos, bro.
So how do you stop minorities from becoming business owners? How do you stop minorities from taking your job?
Right.
You start a union.
Right.
So now you start saying scabs don't know what they're doing. They don't belong to the union. Don't hire outside union. The same line that they told today. The same thing. But the thing is that the reason, and it's not just the Ku Klux Klan, but it was also the Knights of Columbus. They were one. They were one. Yeah, so what happened was that the Knights of Columbus were basically they were the representation, and the Ku Klux Klan was actually the enforcers. So that's why the Ku Klux Klan was running around burning houses. That's why they were running around destroying people. It wasn't.
I got to see them right here at Market Park, bro, when I first came here to Hubbard High School when I was there, and I didn't believe them. And we saw them in action, bro. They had meetings. We knew exactly when we passed by that. What? Yeah, bro, here.
Yeah, to this day. To this day, yeah.
True story. No bullshit.
Nope.
I saw them with my own 2 eyes.
Yeah. They were marching in Skokie not too long ago.
Yeah.
So anyways, when I found that out, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm like, that's why these white boys won't let me build. It's not about initiation. It's not about me what's the other word for it? It's not about hazing, because that's what they made it seem like. They made it seem like we're gonna haze you for a couple of years, and then you can start building, and then
a little spank in the ass.
Right, which I was cool with, right? Because I was in the sports, right? So I understand the new guys come on the team. You got to give them a hard time. That's what I initially thought it was, but once I read this book, and I was going through it, I was like, oh my God. Like, this is absolutely insane. So once that all happened, now I have an attitude. Now I'm like, nobody's gonna tell me nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the last 6 months of those 2 years, I always noticed on the other side of the subdivision, there was houses going up. I would always see them, but they were at a slower pace than the side that I was on with all the white boys. So I'm like, one day for lunch, I drive over there. And it's 3 Latinos. 3 Latinos were working on it. And they saw me roll up, and I said, hey guys, what's up? What's going on? And they're like, hey, what's going on? I go, how
many of you guys doing in the house today? What's going on?
What's going on? Yeah. And they're like, yeah, we don't play with those guys. We're on the other side of the subdivision. I'm a foreman, this and that. I'm in charge. Can I get on your crew? Come on, jump on the crew. You're with us. And they're like, by the way, get rid of that yellow helmet.
Get rid of your hard hat, brother.
So now it's 4 Latinos working on the opposite side of the subdivision, just getting down, bro.
Damn.
Just getting down, bro. Just boom, boom. I'm using the nair guns, boom, boom, bro. I'm loving it. Loving it, dog. Building
you're
walls.
excited to go to work,
Oh, bro, we're framing out houses, bro, and our houses. And here's another thing that drives me wild, bro. And when I was on the other side, you know, the different tradesmen come in. So we frame the house, not the roof. We just frame the house, and then we move on to the next house as a framer. That's what we're doing. And then we'd have to go back because the plumbers would show up, and the plumbers would cut joists because the joists were in the way of the plumbing.
Right.
So now the carpenters have to stop moving forward and they have to go back.
Right.
So I looked at the foreman one time and I said, hey, we're building the same house over and over.
Cookie cutter, whatever.
So we're making the same mistake? Why don't we just fix it? Why don't we just look at the blueprint, change it on a blueprint, and just box out where they're gonna put the plumbing? So that they're not cutting the joist and we don't have to go back. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. The foreman.
Your foreman.
The foreman at the time.
Okay.
And I was like, what do you mean? He goes, what are you trying to take work away from us? He's like, the longer we're here, the more money we make.
Right.
I don't get it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I hate doing things twice. I think it's the dumbest thing ever, but that's what they wanted to do. So now I go with this crew with the Latinos, and they picked up on it. So every house they built, they didn't have to go back because the house was done right. So that's why they were moving at a quick rate for just 4 guys versus the crews over here that had 8 guys that were building houses.
Yeah, the time spent to do that or whatever, do the math, and then it's logical. It's
You would think,
right?
No, so
That's the mentality.
I always attributed that to union mentality, and that's unfortunately because I didn't have somebody. I wish I would have gotten to know those guys a little bit better, but once the main guy found out that I was over there and I was an apprentice, I almost got into a physical altercation with him. So I had to leave. Yeah, as a 19-year-old.
Really?
Yeah, I just had to leave because I didn't understand the union dues. I didn't understand
none of that.
I didn't understand how the union operated.
Yeah, that happened to me because when I got into construction, I was a laborer, and Jwho Garcia, big ups to him, he gave me a job building that Mormon church on 33rd and Pulaski. Shit about construction. I was there and I'm like, working whatever, and then they laid me off. And the foreman's like, hey, I don't know how long you've been in, but there's no more work for you. I don't know how long you've been in the union or whatnot, or if you want to go back or there. He didn't give me information. He basically didn't give me information because he didn't want me there.
Right.
He wanted me to be in the local, bro.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
I got into a hookup and he knew it. So I'm like, okay. So pendejo, en vez de talking to Jwho, you're trying to see if I can find another laborer. Like, hey, what do? I got laid off, and the boy, all I had to do was go sign the book, and I'm out to work the next day somewhere else. I didn't know. So I'm like, okay. I made my $800 or whatever, which is a shitload of money back then. I was like, okay, I tried. I went, did it, whatever, and ni modo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the same thing happened to me.
Yeah, same thing. So that was kind of my experience. But to this day, bro, I love building, bro. I love carpentry.
You never thought about going back even after?
So a couple of years later, after I had kids, after I had my first daughter and stuff, I thought about going back to the union. I actually went, but they're like, yeah, you know what? Well, you've been away for so long that just give us $10,000 and we'll put you down.
Get out
of and I didn't have $10,000, bro. I didn't have the 10 G's. I didn't have anybody who could give it to me. And at the time, $10,000, that's a lot of money. Yeah. You're talking like 19.
Someone that can sponsor you. Or
yeah, you're talking like 1999.
Te hubieras ido a la iglesia. Yay.
Pero si hubieras sabido, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody I told, hey, they want 10,000. Nah, bro, forget that. And I was like, But that's at about the same time my dad ended up with 3 box trucks. So I ended up helping him with his business.
One door closes, one door opens.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if I would have stuck with that union stuff, definitely I would have been retired 9 years ago, dude. I'd have a pension and everything. But it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. You got to keep hustling. You got to keep moving. Got to keep grinding. Can't look back. Unfortunately, I've I've been blessed. I own my own home. I think I've made it. You know what I'm saying? I've accomplished a lot. There you go. I wouldn't say I made it because sure would be nice to have a BMW or something, but but that's not my style.
Bro, you already had a box Chevy, bro. Come on, really? You want a Beamer now, bro?
Listen,
Listen, bro.
Listen. I kid you not. The time's gonna come. I'm getting my Chevy back, bro. I'm getting my Chevy back, and I'm doing it right.
I got one of my boys that is looking for one, and I know a couple people that were selling it. But if you're really serious about getting one,
I'm serious. I just don't have permission right now.
Okay.
My CFO is like,
el pelo. Es el pelo.
Cause I want that 20.
He wants a box Chevy. Look him up. Nothing wrong with a box Chevy, man.
You gotta get that.
Why is it so hard to? What's so hard about asking for a box Chevy, bro?
It's not getting it. That's the problem. The problem is you gotta have the $15,000 sound system. You gotta have the $25,000 paint job. I gotta chrome the frame, bro. I gotta have it edged.
Con razón no te dejan entonces.
Por eso no me dejan, bro. Eso sí, bro.
Compra la cáscara and then poquito le vas. Pero hey, bro, we're 50.
Hey,
you gotta boom.
That's the thing, bro. I'm running.
Cómprate uno ya todo arreglado. Let's go, bro.
I'm gonna have to repo one or something. Come up on there like that.
Yeah, you'll bump into one, bro. You'll watch. Eventually, you'll bump into one that's already fixed up. Some dudes getting ready to go or whatever, and he's like, man, dame 10, güey, ya me voy.
Yeah, I'm done with it. Yeah,
you never know, bro.
And actually, it's funny because that was my when I got married to my wife, I didn't get her an engagement ring.
Man,
hold on. But she was in the cars too, so we picked up a 1967 Super Sport Impala convertible, and I said, babe, this is your ring. We're gonna fix it together. She was all in, bro. Nice. And that's why I love my wife, bro. Nice. Love her to death. So I got that car. 100%. Yeah, it had the 327 in it, but the thing was that it was burned. Somebody cherry bombed it, so we had to rebuild it. Right. So the body was straight, the engine was running. It just needed a new interior.
Okay.
But life got in the way.